Hey, what's going on, people? Big changes are happening. So, just to keep everyone, I'm going to do what's called a development map video to let you know what's going on. Because there are people who want resale information, there are people who want this information, and the thing is, the economy's changing. So, what I'm doing is creating courses and materials for that new economy, which may or may not be what you want, but the resale game is still a good business, but it's a different business. And things that I used to do, you just can't do. Give you an example. I have put a ton of stuff up on Craigslist, and I have never been flagged. So, I mean, I've been flagged hard. But to give you perspective, I used to list 100, 150 items every day. I've listed maybe 80 this week, and 40% of those ads, maybe 50% were flagged. It was just amazing. And I was just like, okay, this is crazy. And the thing is, I've never stopped selling on Craigslist, but it was always low volume. This is the first time that I've really crunk it up. And I was just like, what the hell? And then the response levels on Craigslist are nowhere what they were last year. And this is why. Craigslist, mark my words, is getting ready to sell itself. And they've made a ton of changes that have totally screwed up the whole system. One change is the anonymous email. You sell something, you put something up and someone, you get these weird little codes. And also, I've done a lot of testing this week. There is a significant delay between when that person receives your response, which is a problem for Craigslist because people look at Craigslist like crap and just things like that. But once again, this goes back to what I have been talking about for a long time. Develop your own platforms. I am so glad that I bit the bullet, and it's slow, it's hard work, sometimes it's unforgiving, but just looking at, I want you to understand, I have made hundreds of thousands of dollars using Craigslist. Since 2000, hundreds love Craigslist, not going to stop using it, but it's not as effective as it is. That's one of the reasons that I've made these changes. Another thing, storage auctions. Once again, you could still come up, you could still make money, but it's not like it used to be. And storage facilities are pretty much acting like the pretty girl at the prom. They're making up rules, they're charging people price of admission. There's a lot of things that are going on that impact it. And the most damning is these ridiculous compressed cleanout times. That keeps you from being a high volume buyer because typically they're not giving people codes anymore. Typically, unless you're a veteran, a lot of veterans still can get in like that, but you got to load when there's another auction going on, which means you lose opportunities. And I looked at that, and that's one of the things that I looked at when helping people with it. What's going on with storage auctions, what's going on in resale. And then to bring it home, I look at my current lifestyle, which has nothing to do with storage auctions or resale. It's taking advantage of the new economy, which is information based, which is entrepreneur based, which is creating your own stuff based. That's what Hustlenomics is going to be about, because I am still going to finish up Hustle University for resale, because that's pretty much the bulk of that content, because I was going to spin off in some other stuff, and it's like, you know what, that's going to get confusing. Let's just keep it with that type of stuff, because there are people who still want it. And there's two new tabs that will start to be populated: Reselology and Hustlenomics. Hustlenomics is going to be, in my opinion, my best work, because that's how I made my money for the last 4 years. Because this is the thing. There's a lot of people out there on the internet that want their information providers to be a certain thing. And they like consistency, and they don't want people to change. And they're missing a huge salient point. Change is the only constant in the world. I've reinvented myself 3 times since I've been doing this. I came out with the storage auction book. Then I got this long email from someone who bought it. And it's like, look, I'm good on storage auctions, but you mentioned Craigslist. Craigslist book, Ultimate Garage Sale book. There's going to be other information products that are coming out based on things that I've been successful with. that have nothing to do with resale or storage auctions. And another reason I'm taking this direction is there's someone in Hustler Mindset. I saw on her Facebook page that she had success with something, and and she had kind of missed what she is. She had hit a big lick. She had stumbled on something very, very good for her, and she didn't know it. So what I did is I emailed her and said, "Call me. I'm going to give you a consult, and this is how sure that I am that this is going to work for you. I'm not going to charge you for it. You got 2 months to get this thing together, and then you can pay me." That's how positive I am this idea is going to work for her. And I like those type of consults because I feel that I'm helping somebody. The storage auction, resale, Craigslist, everybody's a Johnny come lately. Everybody wants to be in on the party because of the potential to buy one item and make a lot of money. That's never going to change. I've experienced it several times, so I'm speaking from a lofty position, because if you never bought something for $1 and made 62 grand, it's that dream, it's that thing, and it's like, and understand, I was a crackhead for a year after that event. Actually, 2 more things happened, not to the sum of 62 grand, but when you buy something ridiculously cheap and make out money like that, it develops this thirst in you. But the thing is, as my partner who kept, she was the level-headed one in the business, and she pointed out, that's not going to happen every day. It's not going to happen every week. It's not going to happen every month. It may not even happen every year, but fortunately for us, it did happen every year. But we were volume buyers. But based on the things I just said, it's very hard to do that now. So Hustlenomics is going to be a lot of information about making money online, making money in the real world. And that's kind of going to be the core. Now let's talk about the audiobooks, because there are people who want the garage sale audiobook. This is why I'm not investing a lot of time to do the garage sale audiobook. Because the thing is, when I first came on the scene, I made a lot of mistakes. And to properly do a book takes a lot of time. Time is a non-renewable resource. Today is Saturday, May 11th, 2013. It's never coming back again. So I have to really look at my resources. It's like, so I'm going to invest hours and hours and hours making this garage sale book for a market that has radically changed and is disappearing. When I say it's disappearing, you can't do garage sales the way that I used to do garage sales. I was having them every week, and yeah, it was against code, but nobody said anything until we got ridiculous with it, which we brought it upon ourselves, because we were doing crazy stuff. Excuse me. So we were just doing all kinds of crazy stuff. But it doesn't make sense to invest that type of time in a product for a market that's really in a state of flux and is really shrinking, because there's so many people out there doing it. It's municipalities and cities have put in new laws where you can only have 1 or 2 max sales a year. So it creates a problem. So you put this book out, and for the person who's going to have a sale, the book has a lot of benefit, and I will address it later. I will put out the garage sale book, but right now I think there are other things that are more important, because as a hustler in the new economy, you're going to have to do, if you're doing storage auctions, you're going to have to do garage sales and the flea market and eBay and Etsy. You're going to have to do all of this stuff that was optional when I was in the business, just to really keep it stroking, because the competition is so steep. And when I say competition, I'm not talking about people coming out from storage wars, and people are hurting. The economy is very segmented. There's a group of people doing fantastically well, and there's a huge block of people that have actually lost a lot of ground. They are way, way behind where they used to be economically. Their house has lost value. Their investments have lost value. Many people who were about to retire, they had to stay in the workforce, which created even more competition for jobs, because folks who normally would have exited, they're still there. So, and also with jobs, the job pool is shrinking of desirable jobs. It's shrinking. It's becoming smaller because of displacement, technology. So many things are happening that many high-paid jobs are going to be low-paid jobs because of technology, which in my opinion is not a bad thing. But if you are of the old school economy mindset, that's a horrible thing, because the whole thing was gain all this knowledge, get to that corner office, do little enough, and get paid more money than you ever made in your life. I've always thought that was crazy. And due to force, it's not happening. There are many people who are never going to see that. Now, the good news is the new economy provides tremendous benefits. There are new products being created. I'll give you an example. Hold on. I went outside and the pollen is kicking, so excuse me. I use Ribbon.company. And Ribbon is, and we're going to talk about that, because Ribbon is, to me, one of the most fantastic innovations to come. They just started, they're like 6 months old. But essentially, they give you the ability to put a payment link anywhere on Twitter, Facebook, or just send someone a link. So essentially, you could create products and services and not have a website. And you can use social media to sell your products and not have a website. Because the website is just a place for people to go to place an order. The real sale happens during your presentation, during your marketing. That's when the real sale happens. And if you study e-commerce, and there's, just Google one, notice that Amazon has one-click checkout. There's a reason. Any friction between the purchase and the checkout can leave an abandoned shopping cart. That's why they have one-click checkouts. Just bam, go through it, because they know how people are. That's where Ribbon. It's one check click out. You click on it, you go straight to putting the payment in. It's awesome, and I'm going to do a lot of testing with that. There's other payment systems. There's Square. We're going to talk about that, because essentially, I want you to become a new economy hustler, which is a lot larger than resale. Resale is never, ever going to go away. It's not. But in my opinion, resale has been so bastardized by the television shows, by all of this crazy stuff that's going on with reality television, that people have a false sense of what the business really is about. And it's creating havoc and problems for people out there who are really trying to do it. So you're dealing with Johnny come lately, Jenny come lately, who's only going to be out for 2 weeks or 2 months, and they're messing up your profit margins by being out there. And they're not going away, because they're going to keep coming and they're going to leave, and they're going to keep coming and they're going to leave. So for you, being a new economy hustler, you need to have buffering income streams. One of my resale people, and this is something else, and this is another reason for the hustler mindset. I had a lot of people who found me because they were interested in resale stuff, and they've come into the hustler mindset project, and they're doing something completely different. Because businesses have certain tenets that are transmittable to other businesses. Product, service, that never goes away. And a lot of these people are doing it. And like, I had one person who wanted to get into the storage auction game but didn't have enough capital. We're going to talk about Airbnb, if you've never heard of it. Freaking awesome. This person had an empty house, went to the auctions, tricked it out really nice, made it looking like hipster funky, and is renting that sucker out to the tune of about $2 to $3 grand a month. Within a few months, they had their money for storage auctions. And then, and this is how tunnel vision can mess up people, because it's like, yeah, okay, that was cool. And it's like, wait a minute, you're getting $2 to $3 grand a month and you're getting ready to get rid of. No, you keep that going on. You don't let that go. So that's going on, and now they're doing well in the storage auction business because they have the capital to play at a higher level. So this is the stuff that Hustlenomics is going to be about. There's so many payment systems. We're going to talk about the channel that you're looking at with Vidcaster. Vidcaster, this is beta. This started last summer, and there's been some friction here, and there's been some things, and people couldn't log in and stuff. And the people at Vidcaster have been like really responsive. I got my own go-to person who it answers me like lickety split. So we're going to make this better. It's going to be even better. And some of you may want to do something similar, because this is the thing with being an information provider. To be noticed, people have to give away often their best stuff. And you see it in the music industry all the time. An artist will make a mixtape or something, and it's their best stuff, and then when they get to the paid stuff, it's not as good because they were so hungry. And one of the things I hope to teach you is how to sell your information and get paid from jump. Because the internet fosters a mentality that if I can get it for free now, I should always have it for free. And that's really not good if you're a business person. So, this is the stuff that's going on. These are the changes. Audiobooks are going to morph into something else. The new book that's coming, Hustlenomics, Making Money in the New Economy, is going to be the course and the book at the same time. I'm going to do the coursework and I'm going to do the audiobook. So you're going to get that in its own little separate tab, and I'm just going to break down certain things because I think that's more important to do now than to do stuff that everyone knows about, that everyone's getting in on, and the power of that information is being diminished. Whereas you've never heard any of the other YouTubers in our community speak of Airbnb or Links or Ribbon CO, and I'm not putting it on YouTube, and for a simple reason. I get copied like no one's business, and then the people who copy me then slam me so they can rise up on my back. I mean, it's ridiculous. All the call out videos, this, it's stupid. It really is stupid. But I've learned my lesson. Save that information for the people who will use it. Save that information for people who really want to do something, because the thing is, it's powerful information. In a few tweaks, anyone can be doing an extra $1,000 to $1,500 a month within 2 to 3 months, or you might be making $5 to $10 grand a month, depending upon your resources, what you have to offer. Another thing that we're going to get into is making products, and I'm really excited, but I have to do certain things to get you to that point. Because if you can make an informational product, I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's a $6 ebook. I don't care if it's a purse that you make with your own 2 hands. By making a product, you are the producer, the factory, then you distribute it yourself, you make way more money. I have no problem telling you that one of the reasons that I work so hard in the information business is I know what it is like to go to a wholesaler and spend 30, 40, 50 grand to buy furniture or something. When I was in the contract office furniture business, every month I was $100,000, $150,000 in debt. Every month, money would come in, money would go out. Then the differential is what I was paid, and sometimes the differential was 10 grand, sometimes it was 30 grand, sometimes it was $500, and money was just always going out in that cycle. And then getting in the storage auction business, and I just saw the profit potential. The profit potential of used stuff was staggering, because I went from being in debt to instantly making money and profit. And then 2009, I discovered the power of making your own products. I'm doing this. I'm doing this for the rest of my life. I'm going to create stuff. I'll use myself as a guinea pig to do these things because the money's phenomenal. Give you an example. Conundrum Publishing started with about $230. Now, there was a lot of mistakes with that company, but it was profitable from day one. So, first year, 62 grand, second year, 90, third year, 100 plus. And then I did something stupid and I got sucked into social media and I was doing all this crazy stuff that, I actually lost focus. That's what happened. I was listening to a bunch of people that said, do this, do this, do this. And I did that, and I lost money. I had an assistant. There was a period of months where I didn't really make any money because I was doing all this stuff that didn't make any money. So now I'm back in the G-verse and I'm following G-verse rules. Your own platform, your own product, your own way. So understand, there's going to be a lot of talk about that. And also, another thing, there's going to be a shift for some of you. In August, for many of you, it's going to be their first full year. For the founders, you're going to be stuck at the $25. Hey, just letting you know. For people who come in at higher price points on the year of your anniversary, that's uninterrupted subscriptions, you're going to default back to 30. You're going to default to $30 a month. I don't care where you are. So, yeah, because the thing isn't like, to keep raising the price on you. And see, I didn't put this in the video, but this was always the plan. So at your year anniversary in the Hustler Mindset, because there's going to be constant stuff that's coming through here, then you'll default down to $30 as long as you stay subscribed at your current subscription rate and do not become unsubscribed for any reason, because that's the deal. There'll be, like I said, there's stuff that's on the development back that I can't talk about because it's kind of crazy right now and I need to sharpen up a little bit. But just put it this way, going forward, there'll be a lot of good information. And there's going to be certain sectors, like with Hustlenomics, that's going to start very, very soon. It may even start Monday because I'm working on it right now. And let's talk about Reselology. I'm doing Reselology, and I've made more sales using Facebook than I have using Craigslist. And I am a Craigslist pro. Understand, hundreds of thousands of dollars on Craigslist. Craigslist changed their algorithm. They've changed how you communicate with people. And I think they have a new way of ghosting you where you can see your ad when you look it up, but other people can't. Because I went to 2 different computers and I saw the ad, but that's on the same ISP. So I think that's going on because the exposure level is way down. Totally down. Now, with that said, when I sold something that was hot or name brand, like when I sold the Herman Miller Aeron chair, 2 days. When I sold the MacBook, a day. Stuff like that moves really quick. Excuse me. But the things that are not moving real quick are regular items because there's so much of that stuff. Today, this is the first, sale that I'm having with Reselology. I made more sales on Facebook emailing people than people responding to the Craigslist ad. I've gotten like a few phone calls, guy asked about a bike, guy asked about a screen. They didn't show up. Now, I'm not daunted because when we started the Ultimate Garage Sale, same thing happened. It just takes time to get things rolling. Reselology is, for me, a lot of fun. Just to be frank, this is kind of like a passion business because I love resale. I love buying and flipping stuff, and I'm building it a different way. And I will take you on that journey because, like I said, I'm not going to get completely out of resale, but essentially at the end of the day, there'll be Reselology, Conundrum Publishing, Conundrum Media. Different streams of income. I'm not going to allow myself, I got in trouble when I only had, not really, because even when I wasn't making money, I still had the stream of income, the passive income from a few book sales. At that point, YouTube was doing $800 to $1,200 a month, and I don't have a high consumption lifestyle. I mean, I was easily able to pay my bills based on what I was getting from passive income, but it was like, whoa, if that had been prolonged, or if I didn't really have other plans because I knew I was going to do some other stuff, that, if that had stopped, and just to be unvarnished, YouTube has changed all their stuff up again, and every time they change, my views go down, my AdSense money goes down. And it's also the summer. So views typically drop during the summer because it's the summer, people are out there, they're doing whatever they're doing. So these are things, but it slows down, but it doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. This is a great time to prepare your business for the fall. Make money while you can, sell what you can, and also get ready for the fall. Start, thinking about it because I'm telling you, bad economy, no income, whatever. Kids go back to school. The income level for a lot of parents goes back up. People start spending money in the economy again, and it just will serve you well to be positioned. I am still debating the eBay thing because I'm thinking about using it for Reselology. May try it, but I may do something else. We will see, because I'm not going to stop doing Craigslist and other things. It's just I'm adding more arrows in the quiver. The more arrows you have, the better off you are. Think abundance. Think just cranking it up. Think massive activity. So that's what's going on. A little bit of what I'm about to do, what's happening. Audiobooks are coming, but they're going to be radically different because I want them to be better and I want them to have impact. I'm not going to put out, because I thought about it, because I could put out the garage sale book and then I could put out the other stuff, and it's just like, because my heart wasn't in it. Just to be straight with you, it's like this isn't really going to work. When I wrote that first book, and even with the errors and mistakes, I knew it was going to help people. I knew it because the information went out there. I researched it, and it did help people. So I don't want to just put something out there to put something out there, because it was like, this is not working. The market's changed, and I'm not going to do it. So that's one of the things about having your own thing. You can make that pivot. And, there are some people who were pissed off. There are some people because they want to do the resale thing, and they want to have the success that I had in the resale business. But people do not pay attention. I had a partner from day one. I didn't do that by myself. And I had a partner who was an accountant. Okay? She was a controller at a company at one point. I had a partner that was an accountant. You know how huge that is? And then I had the training from sales-oriented organizations, whereas once we started, the business was to grow the business as fast as we could every month. Just push, push, push. Whereas now you have everyone that's doing a compression mindset. It's like, buy a few things, sell, make as much profit, but don't put too much exposure out there. And that's totally different from what I did. But there's some people that are no longer in Sparta. Some people left because it wasn't for them. And it's not for everybody. That's cool. And there's some people I kicked out because they're fucking stupid. Just straight out. I mean, some of the questions I was getting, it was just ridiculous. And I was like, you know what? You need to increase your game and put out better information to draw better people, because some of the stuff that I saw was crazy. And that's where the theme, the Magic Jelly Beans, came from, because one person who was a founder, $25 a month, and wrote me, it's like, I'm looking for information that can help me make $5,000 a month. And you're paying $25 a month, and pissed at me because you can't make $5,000 a month. I have a guy who bought my first Craigslist book just from the information there. I think it was like $19.95. This dude's doing about 10 G's a month based on the information there, but he lives in a very large city, and he is a hustler extraordinaire. He just needed some guidance. He had the talent. This dude is crazy. So that's something else I looked at. I was like, why do some people get it, and why do some people don't get it? And it hit me. Desire and necessity. A lot of the people that were impoverished or really catching hell that succeeded, they had no choice. It was either succeed or perish. Other people who were in a good, comfortable situation, it was like, well, if I do this, if I don't do this, I'm going to eat. And if I do, I'm going to eat. Regardless, I'm good. And they just weren't that motivated. So that was another thing that's gone down. But this is the development map. This is what's coming. There'll be more videos like this to let you know what's going on, and the pivots and stuff, because I want you to be successful. Okay, I don't want you to just be here just to be here. I want you to be successful, and I want to give you really, really good information. And just looking at what's going on, in my heart, I feel that this is the best move to make, because there's so many things out there that can make you money. Some of these things are hard, some are challenging, but Airbnb, I'm telling you, if you have an X space or a house, oh my God, it's incredible. It's incredible, because it's a company that's part of the disruptive economy. And that's what Reselology is, because consignment, I'm going to let it grow on its own accord. I'm not going to push it. I'm going to push it for income, because I got an income goal. But consignment, and one of the reasons as a business owner, I didn't do consignment, was that 50% was pretty steep, because I had to buy it. 50% just wasn't working for me unless I got it for free. It just wasn't. But 10 or 20%, and then I had a lot of people like, oh, you need to charge more, you need to be at 50%. No, I don't. Because I'm not going to take on the responsibilities of all that stuff. I might get a warehouse. That's going to be, and that's iffy. If I have to, get enough where it makes sense metrically, I'll do it. I may get a warehouse, but there will not be, I'm not doing the store. Unless I get a partner, and when I say a partner, a full equitable partner who's like, look, I'll do the store, I'll handle all that, and you can do whatever. If something like that happens, I'm open to it. But as for me, sitting in the store all day waiting for people to show up, not going to happen. I didn't do it in the storage auction business, and I'm not going to do it now, because that drives me crazy. It's just not my personality. So that's what's going on. If you got any questions, send them to updates@hms300.com. Another thing about email addresses, I get people, it's like, yeah, I emailed you. I'm in the process. I've deleted so many email addresses. So it should bounce back because I'm getting to the point where I am cleaning up my information streams and my data. And like I said, I figured the best way to stop people from emailing me in places I didn't want to be emailed was to get rid of it. If you email me on YouTube, I may never get back to you because the comments and all that stuff goes in that same inbox feed, and it's just too much. I will get back to you quicker if you're in the Hustler Mindset group. You have to befriend me on Facebook. That's the only way I can put you in there. I will get back to you quicker if you email me at updates at hms300.com. If you email me somewhere else, oh, and also another place, if you go to, and that's going to change, if you go to storageauctionshogun.com and you hit the contact tab, I'm pretty good at that because those are well defined, and usually people ask specific questions and it's much easier to handle. And it's like, I'm not trying to be difficult, but I get anywhere from 200 to 500 emails a day. So I really got to cut that down because it's just very time consuming to deal with all that. I'm in the process of looking for another assistant, and that is a challenge upon itself, but I'm going to keep doing it, keep rocking it out because I need one. Straight up, I need one, and I realized after training, and I've interviewed 4 people, no go, no go, no go, but I will keep pushing. So, like I said, that's what's going on, and if you have any questions, send them to updates at hms300.com. All right, this is Glendon, and I'll see you on the good side.